everyone to the episode 2 of HR Trends Unplugged, where we dive deep into topics that truly matter in the world of HR. I am your host Tia, and in today's episode, we are talking about neurodiversity in workplace, the gender pay gap, and inclusive leadership. 3 topics that impact millions of people worldwide. Joining us today, we have Shubham and Sakshi, who will share their insights. We also have Abhishek, ready to challenge perspectives, and our storyteller Chandan, who will bring real-life stories to the table. So let's get started. Shubham, let's start with you. What exactly is neurodiversity at workplace?
Great question, Tia. Neurodiversity is the idea that people think and process information in different ways. It includes individuals with conditions like autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and more. Instead of seeing these as weaknesses, we should recognize the unique strengths neurodivergent individuals bring to the table.
Okay, Shubham, that's pretty clear what neurodivergent means. But can you give me some example for more clear understanding of the same?
Yes, I can. Someone with ADHD might struggle with organization but have incredible focus when working on something they love, like a software developer who gets deeply involved in solving a coding problem.
Okay, that's really interesting. But Sakshi, are there any challenges in recruiting neurodivergent employees in traditional workplaces?
Absolutely. While neurodivergent employees bring creativity, problem-solving skills, and attention to detail, they might also face communication difficulties as they struggle with the sudden changes in work environment. Without proper support, they might feel left out.
But isn't that unfair to neurotypical employees? Should workplace change everything for just a few people?
Not really, Abhishek. It's not about changing everything. It's about making small accommodations that benefit everyone. Things like clear communication, flexible work schedules, and quiet spaces can help neurodivergent employees thrive without making life harder for others.
That makes sense. Now, let's hear from Chandan, who has a real-life inspiring story about neurodiversity.
I read about a software development team where a member with dyslexia struggled with reading heavy tasks. But instead of removing him, the company provided assistive technology and gave him tasks that involved pattern recognition, where he excelled. Because of his unique way of thinking, he spotted coding errors that others missed. This is a perfect example of why neurodiversity isn't a weakness, it's an asset.
Okay. Wow, Chandan. That's a really powerful story. Neurodiversity, therefore, isn't just about inclusion. It's about unlocking the people's hidden potential. Now, let's shift gears to the gender pay gap, a topic that sparks a lot of debate. Sakshi, can you break it down for us?
Of course, the gender pay gap isn't just about women earning less than men. It's about systematic barriers like women being pushed to lower paying jobs and taking more caregiving responsibilities. For example, in India, men earned 82% of labor income in 2022, while women earned 18% less. Even at top career levels, studies show that women earn less than men for the same work.
That's shocking. But Abhishek, I know you have a different take. What's your argument for this topic?
Look, I agree there is a gender pay gap, but is it always because of discrimination? Sometimes career choices, work hours, and experience levels explain the difference. Many women take career breaks for family, which naturally affects their pay gap. Isn't it unfair to compare salaries without considering these factors?
That's a common argument. But the truth is, women don't always have a choice. Society often expects them to take on caregiving roles, and workplaces don't always support their return. The real issue isn't just pay, it's about equal opportunities and breaking stereotypes.
Great points. Now let's hear from Chandan about a real-life example of gender pay gap.
Yes, I have a story to tell. In India, a study from IIM Ahmedabad found that women earn less at every level of their careers. One example from US is Serena Williams, one of the greatest athletes ever. Despite her success, she has spoken openly about being paid less than her male counterparts in endorsement and winnings. If this happened to global icon, imagine the struggle of everyday women.
That's mind-blowing. Clearly, the gender pay gap is so real, and we need to find out some solutions on this. Let's talk about inclusive leadership. It is a great and a powerful way to create better workplaces. So Shubham, what does it mean to be an inclusive leader?
Inclusive leadership means valuing diversity, actively listening, and making sure everyone feels heard and respected. A great leader adapts their style to bring out the best in their team, no matter their background.
That's really impressive.
Exactly. Leaders can create safe spaces, provide equal opportunities, and break biases. Simple things like mentorship program, flexible policies, and feedback sessions can make a huge difference.
But isn't this just a trend? Does inclusive leadership actually make a difference, or is it just a corporate talk?
It absolutely makes a difference. Studies show that diverse teams perform better because they bring fresh ideas and different perspectives. Companies with diverse leaderships are more profitable and have higher employee satisfaction.
That's a great point. Chandan, do you have a real life example about inclusive leadership?
Yes, Brian Chesky, the CEO of Airbnb, is known for his open door policy. He encourages employees at all levels to speak up and share ideas. By valuing different perspectives, Airbnb has created an inclusive, innovative, and successful company.
What a discussion! Today we learned about
Neurodiversity brings unique strengths but needs support. The gender pay gap is real and needs systematic change. Inclusive leadership creates better workplaces and drives success.
But the big question is, what can you do? Whether it's supporting neurodivergent colleagues, challenging pay inequalities, or being an inclusive leader. Remember, small steps make big changes. So, before we end, here's a quick question for our audience. Do you think workplaces today are truly inclusive, or do we still have a really long way to go? And that is it for today's episode of HR Trends Unplugged. I am your host Tia, and I'll see you soon. Until next time.